is it ever okay for a woman to trade sex for opportunity? Oh, let me rephrase. Is it ever okay for a man to exchange opportunity for sex? There's a reason I'm asking from the male perspective.
What kind of opportunities are we talking about there?
Okay, so let's say I'm biased because I'm an actor, right? So I'm thinking in this lens. Let's say a guy who is a director.
Okay.
And a girl, young actress, right? And it's hard to break into this industry.
Oh, okay, that kind of scenario.
And she's like, okay. He's like, well, I can introduce you to this person,
but you have
to do something for me. And then she goes, yeah, okay, fine, I'll do it. Do you think that is something that is okay to accept as?
I would say no.
Okay, even though they're both consenting.
No, of course, I get that. That's not a bad thing, like, you know, consent everything, but I just think it's still wrong in many ways, because you're obviously using each other at this point, but
yes,
and it's consent, of course, but I don't feel it's right. Like I have morals I try to follow.
Yeah.
So I just don't think it's right. I don't know.
This controversial question I'm going to ask: if a woman has done that, can she then cry wolf, saying like, oh well, this guy only gave me this opportunity because I had sex with him, so he's bad?
But you said they consented first, right?
Yes, they did.
So I feel like in a way you had to kind of accept that, because you chose to make that decision.
Right.
Maybe it was like it depends what the situation was, you know, like, I don't know, was it like a, you know, oh, you have to do this right now or something, but I still think, yeah, you kind of put yourself in that situation. And you can always say no to something, because obviously it's not like it was like you have a gun to your head or something, but you have a choice. Yes. But I just think in that situation it's not probably right. So
yeah, I agree. I would never want any woman in my life to do that. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think about people doing that though?
I think let people, as long as you're both consenting, I'd say you do you, but then don't cry about it later. Don't be like, oh well, I did this and I got this, but this guy was in a position of power and etc. It's like everyone's trying to make it out here, and like another guy couldn't have offered him sex for it because he's not into men, right? And I think everybody knows that's it's a filthy deal. Do you know what I mean? Like almost borderline a sinful deal. You're trading sex for something that is not intimacy. But if you made your bed, lie in it. Do you know what I mean? Like if you benefited from that deal, that interaction, then we'd own it and be like, yeah, that's what I did. If it comes out, obviously you don't want to. Most people wouldn't want you to know.
Does it happen a lot in the industry? I would say a bit of yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, no. Listen, I'll just be honest. I could never say what show or whatever, but I'm a straight guy in my industry, and I've been offered that only twice. But like, I'm not like a young, attractive girl. Like, just, do you know what I mean? I've been offered sexual favors for opportunities, especially like abroad. Do you know what I mean? And I could have said yes, but I was like,
it's a bit mad though.
That's a bit mad, because I'm like, how much? I know, for me, I just feel like you're selling your soul. It's like, how much are you willing to sell your soul for? I just don't think.
It's like the music industry, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's true, all of that stuff?
I think some of it is true, because I think if you want to test a man's character, you give him power. And I think too much power corrupts people.
100%.
Power often represents freedom. And I think we're living in a time where we have the most freedom, but people are most unhappy, and there's so many more toxic behaviors and patterns that we fall into.
100%.
And so I think sometimes, that's not saying, I'm saying we should limit freedom, but I think that having boundaries is important for human beings.
I think we forget that a lot.
Yeah, because not everybody is when you become an adult, you have to be your own parent. And not everybody are good parents to themselves. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I've got an exam tomorrow. Should I go out drinking tonight or should I study? I'm going to go out drinking. Do you know what I mean? Because you have the freedom to do that. Now, I'm not saying we shouldn't, but freedom is power. Like, when you have power, it means you can do whatever you want. And in the West, we have a lot of power because we have a lot of freedom. And that has manifested a lot of toxic behaviors, patterns, and people. Do you know what I mean? So when it comes to the music industry, in answer to your question, because they're so powerful.
Yeah, it's like anything's on the table at this point, right?
It's like, I don't know what they could want that they couldn't get. Did you hear what happened with Tory Lanez?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, exactly. It's like, he goes away for how long?
I still don't think it's true.
I don't know. I haven't looked at any of it. Why don't you think it's true?
I don't know. I saw this thing, like, I saw this video on TikTok. I don't know, like, they were saying, like, oh, like, Megan was lying or something. But I just feel like the whole situation is just... No one knows because no one else was there apart from the people that was.
Yeah, but, like,
And you never know.
How long did he got more than 10 years for apparently shooting her in the foot.
Yeah.
Like, people...
Did he have like a license for the gun? Because I don't know. Maybe he didn't have one for that. Or I don't know.
I actually don't know. But I mean, people have gotten less time for worse. That seems a bit extensive. Like, that seems a bit extensive. Like I think
a rapist would get less than that, right?
I even think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a rapist gets less than that.
That's to find out.
That's mad. That is actually mad. Is there anyone last thing you want to ask? I've got one more question for you. Anything that comes to mind?
Not at the moment, actually.
No? Okay. I have to ask this because this came up yesterday. Does our sexual history matter?
Okay, fair. I don't think it matters because if you're trying to actually talk to someone, I think I was saying this yesterday, but like, if I want to know your body count and you want to know mine, I just feel like that's already gonna have so much curiosity in both people's minds.
Yeah.
Obviously for a guy it might matter. I think it does maybe for the guy, just because I don't know, like you want to make sure you're not with someone that's just been with the whole fucking whatever, you know? Yeah, or something like this. I get it, but like I don't know. I just think, like me personally, like the guy I was speaking to, I never asked him, he never asked me, and it was best that way. Like we don't need to know each other's thing and be more curious than it is, because I know yours, okay, cool, so what is this, like blah 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 blah, like there's gonna be so many questions and there's gonna be a whole different conversation that comes out of that, and it's like, is it gonna be worth it with, you know, that's just what I think.
I agree. I don't think you should ask. Okay, let me ask you this. If you were dating a guy and he had slept with men before, would you want to know?
I see you got me there.
I'm just asking a question. Would you want to know?
I guess actually no. Curiosity is my big thing, so no, probably not.
You wouldn't want to know?
No, because my curiosity, I'm very like, I want to know something. But yeah.
Yeah.
Would you want to know if the person you're getting with like has been with women? Like, yeah.
If she had, it wouldn't matter to me. I think for women it matters to them if a guy had been with guys before. And I think most would want. Or
like a transsexual person or something.
If they'd been with a transsexual person, or if they were one.
No, if they've been with one.
Why would you want to know that?
I don't know. Just asking a question. What question?
If she'd been with... No, I don't think I'd care that much. I think I'd be like, oh, that's interesting. But I don't think I'd be like, I need to know that. Would you need to know?
It's the same thing for me. I don't think I would. It's again, like you said, I don't think it's very relevant, you know?
I think it's relevant.
Well, why do you think it's relevant?
I think our sexual history matters in different ways.
Okay.
But I think maybe the value we place on how much it matters, I think that's what the argument is. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's like, it should matter or shouldn't matter. Bottom line is, it matters to 99% of people. Different people have different standards. Do you know what I mean? Some women, they don't care for guys being with guys. Some women, they really do care. And they're like, I need to know. Because for most, it just put them off. For some guys, like, a girl's body count really matters. Be like, if she slept with 20 people, I'm out. And some guys, they're just very, like, liberal. And they're like, nah, if she's been with 50 people, calm. She's with me now. Do you know what I mean? But I think it does matter. But I think it's just the argument is like, how much does it matter?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I would agree to that as well.
How much value do we place on that? Is there any number of women a guy would have been with that would make you go, ugh, like that? Like,
this is why I don't want to know, but is there a number? I don't know. So I'm 22. Let's say guy's 23. If he says like, I don't know, let's say 50, like that would be a lot. I would be curious about it. Maybe a little bit put off, but
why would it put you off? I'm not
just
saying you're
a little
wrong for that.
bit. Why? I don't know. I guess it's just because like you've been around so much, or whatever. Maybe there were relationships. Some of them weren't. Some of them were. Like why would it even like, you know? Because you're getting with someone else now. Like, would the sex even matter to you as much anymore? Maybe that's why it would matter to me. Okay, I see what you mean now. But like, maybe that's why it would matter to me just a little bit, because like, if your body count's really high, I wouldn't say 50. I don't know. Maybe 50 is high. Maybe it isn't. But
I think that's quite high.
But yeah, like, does sex even matter to you in the same way anymore? Like, or is it just something you're doing for the sake of doing? But again,
I agree.
Doesn't them asking the question like reflect how much they're interested in you? Because like, if they're asking you that, aren't they just trying to get with you? Because I've heard that apparently, if a guy's asking you body count, then it means they're trying to get with you.
As in just for sex?
Yeah,
or relationship?
as in just for sex. Yeah. Would you agree with that actually? Yeah.
Because if he's just looking at you for sex,
he wouldn't really ask you that, right?
He wouldn't care about your body count, because he'd be like, well, I'm not planning to stick around anyway.
But yeah.
It's actually, if he's looking at you long term, he's like, I need to know, has she been around the block?
Okay.
So it's actually, the more he cares, the more he's looking at you seriously. Like, that's chances are. If he really doesn't care,
that wouldn't even be, because I think
that is like, well, I'm just here to hit it and quit it.
Am I right to think that guys only question certain things because they just want to know and they actually care about certain things? Like this, for example.
I think it's dependent on the guy.
Okay.
I think some guys have different standards when it comes to this.
Mm-hmm.
Most guys do care, but to what degree do they care varies. Some guys use it as a way to either qualify or disqualify a woman. So be like, oh, she seems really cool and stuff. How many people you slept with?
Like girl 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Huh?
Like girl 1, 2, 3, and 4.
If a guy's got a rotation, it could be, yeah. So be like, okay, cool. Like, she slept with loads of people. That's a girl that I'll, a guy
Girl
could
free.
be like, I'll keep as an option, but wouldn't take seriously.
Yeah.
Some guys do that.
Hope you really enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full episode where that clip is from, then I want you to click right here where you can watch the full episode. And if you're ready to claim your man today, enroll in my program below, and I'll see you there. Wishing you an amazing day.